Hi everyone, welcome to the UX Exchange Forum. I'm so excited to be bringing you a video on Figma's component library. You're not going to want to miss this and the subsequent videos we're going to bring. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned. That being said, let's get started. Talk about something very important when we're designing. We need to create a library. This is our assets library and it's done using the component feature in Figma. So what is a component? Let's take a look. When you have your frame open and let's say you've created a design, all right? It could be really anything. Just for this purposes, I'm creating an ellipse, right? And then I'm going to add let's just say like a rectangle on top of it. Okay. And then I'm going to use my booleans, select it together. And then what I want to do is I'm going to make this a component. So if you can see up here where the mouse is, where the cursor is pointing, it says create component. I'm going to click on that. And now this is a component, and you notice how the rectangle around it has changed into a purple color. That tells you that this isn't just any other element, but this is now a component. And right here on this side, you can see there is this diamond shape right next to it. That also tells you that this is a component. So first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to give this a name. So let's say I'm calling this I don't know, let's just say we're calling it a funny shape. All right, so let's say we say funny shape. Okay, and then once we've done that, what we can do is we will duplicate this to get an instance. It's called an instance. And how do you know when something is an instance? Well, right here you can see that this has a single solid line diamond shape right next to it. Okay, and because this is my first one, I'm going to say funny shape, and I'm going to give it a slash and say first. Okay, so what does this mean? Over here you can see again that this has created my component library, and in my library I have my first funny shape right here. If I create more of them, if I duplicate, you can see that it's created another one. I'm going to rename this and call it second. Now there is a reason why I'm naming them like this. In the end, if I need to export this to hand it off to my developers, I can send this as a design system library. This is going to be really important as we create more and more pieces. Okay, so now essentially what you need to know is that the parent component, which is the one with the diamond shape diamonds around it, that is the parent, and the others are the children of that. So what that means is this, that if I select the parent right here, and if I decide that I'm going to color it red, okay, let's say here, that automatically means that all the children everywhere are going to get changed into the same color. Why is this important? This is important because when we are creating wireframes with various different screens, and we have, let's say, created an icon and moved it into different iPhone frames, and we decide we want to make a change, this will help because we don't have to go in and select each icon and change the color. You can just change it to the parent and everything else changes accordingly. Now let's assume that there is one child, however, that needs some changes to it. But if you try and go and make a change, okay, you can do that. But then again, remember that it's still under the parent. So if I make yet another change, what's going to happen is that it's not going to make the change to this one. Okay, so you've got to be careful. If you decide to make a change to one of the child elements, you're basically detaching it from the parent. So before you do anything like that, you have to be certain that that is exactly what you want, you know. Otherwise, yes, you could be stuck in a situation where you then have to keep taking care of this child element separately all the time. Okay, so I'm going to just press my Control Z to bring it back there. All right, the other thing that I was going to show you was how this becomes important when we do an export. Okay, so if we have to export, let's say, these elements right here, our library. Actually, before we do the export, I want to show this to you. I've clicked from layers into my assets team. Okay, and right here you can see that it is identifying my funny shape as an asset. So, okay, what this also helps us is this. Let's say I've moved my artboard over and I have yet another frame for an iPhone, and I decide that, you know, I want to place my asset here. I have to go to the assets tab up here, and I can just click and drag, and it brings another funny shape here. Okay, and then I can go to my layers panel and I can see that it has opened up a new iPhone frame with a child element funny shape. I'm going to remember to give it another different name, which is different from the parent, and I can call it I don't know, fourth shape, I guess. Okay, all right, and then to export the asset, so when I click here and I find the export plus sign, I can decide if I want to send it as a PNG, a JPG, SVG, a PDF format. But for now, I'm just going with the PNG, and I'm going to say export funny shape. It exports it as a funny shape, okay? And then let's say I decide I want to export funny shape first one. What it's going to do is export it in the same zip file. Okay, so I will have a zip file which is named as funny shape, and right inside funny shape you can see the first one has been sent as first. So I know that all my funny shapes will show up in the same area. Okay, so I guess this is all it is that we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a great weekend. I will see you next week.